Oloture, Oloture. Hey guys, welcome back to Sahara Movies. I'm Lydia once again and I'm your host for today. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more updates. Today we are going to be reviewing Oloture, a Nigerian movie about human trafficking, especially women, how women are being exploited and used as slaves eventually after being lied to or anything. In this video, I'll tell you about the whole film, like a spoiler alert. I'm giving you the whole story so that if you haven't watched it, you can at least have an idea what the film is about, and then you can have an understanding of the perception of the film also. My name is Lydia once again, and let's get started. So this film is a 2019 crime drama film which was directed by a director called Kenneth Gunn. Yes. And it was premiered way back in October 2019. October 31st, 2019. This year, because it got to Netflix, and we know Netflix has a very wide range of distribution. That's how come the awareness has been very, very, very high. So Oloture is about women, the hardships women go through, especially the young women, being their early stages, their early youth stages or adolescent stages, but they want to live a comfortable life in the future. So they strive so hard to make a living, and they don't care where they need to get their ends meet from. They need to put in their all in order to get what they want. So these women, is like, we all know that there are such women in every aspect of life. We know someone who is wearing expensive stuff, but we don't know where they are getting their monies from. So this movie tells us or exposes us or exhibits the true nature or the true life of women living in such situation. But fortunately for us, a journalist is called into the situation that we understand that women struggle a lot in order to get to other countries they feel or they believe will give them a greener pasture. But the path to which they pass through is not safe. It's not conducive for them. It's against human rights. So we want you, a journalist, or we want a journalist to go there and go and find out what they go through, the real story of it. So the movie puts us into the shoes of the journalist. We see what women actually go through. A lot of women, because they want to live a better life, because they want to extend a living to their family, their friends, their loved ones and all that. So they have to suffer a lot. There was this cast in it who is under the shelter of an abusive partner. It's not even her husband, a very abusive man. And he won't let her go because from start you've been depending on him. So it's been very difficult for him to make a decision that, okay, since you want your freedom, I'm going to give it to you. And it's something most women don't get it from the abusive relationships they find themselves in. So in this film, Sharon Uja, who was playing Oloture in it, but in the film, because she was going as an undercover, her name was Ehi, Ehi, Ehi. And yes, so she's the one who tells us about what the story is. It's like a documentary of what people go through, because eventually she scripted everything in a book. So it's making it seem like a narrative essay, but documenting every moment that comes or that came her way. She documented everything down. So Sharon finds herself in the house of where the people live. I won't say prostitutes, let me say prostitute. Let me say it as it is. In the house where the prostitutes live. A very disorganized place, a very disorganized surroundings, but they still pay their tax, they still pay their rent, they still pay everything. They have to earn a living. But if you see the state or condition to which they are living in, you'll just be saddened by it. And it's the fact that it's a movie, it's also very real. There are people living under such conditions. But when they come out in their lights, you see them sparkling and all that. So Sharon also finds her way to that place. Even though she is a comfortable woman, she lives with her mom, or she has a comfortable place. But because she's going as an undercover, she also has to live in that house and then make her stories and all that. So she finds herself there, and is that place is not a place that if you're a woman and you want to grow into a responsible person, the surroundings can really, really influence or affect you negatively because you don't have a serene surrounding. You're going to hear noise and all that, smoking. There's nothing good to learn from that's part of growth. So Sharon grows through that. She lives there, makes friends, all because she wanted to reach the end of the tunnel. She wanted to know the real story behind this prostitution, behind this traveling outside and all that. So Sharon meets a friend called Linda who tells her that, first of all, because Sharon knew the story of how they tried to hustle in their home country and make some token and then travel with it. So she brings it up that, hey, I wish I'll get a comfortable place to live like Europe. Before making that statement, she already knew that the ladies are hustling to make money to go to Europe so they can live a comfortable life as promised to them. So they are very naive about it. They only believe that when they go to Europe, they are going to live a very comfortable life. So Sharon brings it up that this is it. Then Linda says, "Oh, okay, I know someone who recruits ladies to Europe, and you have to pay $1,200." And this is very realistic. The people who want to I'll say export. Yes, the people who really want to export the humans, they take money. When you listen to the stories of how people travel by sea, illegal migration, you'll be saddened by what you hear. Yes, they actually pay. It's like they are paying money to die because the countries they are living in, they can't bear it. It's so unbearable, and they want to pay anything they have in order to be able to be transferred into another country they think, it's just an assumption, they think will give them a comfortable life, and on the way some or most of them lose their lives. So Sharon took the risk. Okay, I want to go, so I'll provide this $1,200 so that your madam can include me in the list. Maybe if there are 20 people, 50 people she's helping, she can at least add me. Even if I have to pay more, I'll pay. Because she was doing an extraordinary job. Her own is she has a aim. She has her own aim. She's not going as an ordinary person trying to travel. So Linda also she also helps her by introducing her to her madam that she also wants to go to Europe and she'll pay the amount and all that. Where the story becomes quite emotional and very sensitive was on their way traveling. At least if I've paid an amount of $1,200 and I'm being promised a comfortable life in Europe, why do you need to maltreat me on the way to Europe? This is where the story becomes very emotional. The story becomes emotional at this end. On their way to Europe, how they were being maltreated, the path they had to pass through. If I'm going to Europe, from Nigeria to Europe, don't I have to go to the airport? Don't I need to provide my passport and all that? But first of all, you take me to a house and then I see different strange men and then it makes me scared. And at that point, it's like the point of no return. You get there, you know there's no coming back. That is the end of your life. And the girls were being maltreated, severely maltreated. The movie introduces us to the fact that in a country, normally is the rich, very rich or highly, let me say, highly financially secured people who try to use their power to abuse the less secured people or less financially secured people. I hope you get it. So in the movie, they tell us that the politicians use the ladies and they have all the means because they have the money. They've paid your boss to bring the ladies over so they can have their way through them. So it's like the highly financially secured people are the ones who abuse their power over the little ones, the people who don't have, the people who want to send money home, the people who want to impress society that yes, they're also making a living. And they abuse them, they use them anyhow. So the film tells us that We shouldn't be too greedy on some things. This is a moral lesson I learned from the film. We shouldn't really be greedy on some things. Maybe you have a friend who is living a very classy life. You don't really know what the person is going through. You don't know the source of income, and then you want to indulge yourself into it. So let's say Sharon wasn't a journalist and it was just a mere friend who told her friend that I want to go to Europe. See the mess she put herself into. If she wasn't a journalist, if that wasn't her aim, just imagine an innocent person seeing people living this classy and then wanting to live that life also, and then finds out that their bodies they are being used anyhow by rich people. I don't want to be specific by saying politicians, but I'll say rich people, very rich people who think they can use their monies to abuse other people's rights and privileges. So that's the moral lesson of the film. We learn that sometimes we see people living a very comfortable life, but deep down they are going through a lot. They are really going through a lot. That was something Sharon Uja went to expose. People living wearing makeups and wigs and all that, but they are living a mess. They are living in a mess. Like their life, they wish they could just go back in time and then change how they started their lives. So this film, despite the fact that there were some errors and all that I've stated earlier in my previous video, there are also some moral lessons we should learn from it. Some moral lessons that should help us, that we shouldn't always inspire or aspire to be who we don't want to be eventually. Sometimes people don't want to share what they really go through before they get an ends meet. So that is one lesson the film teaches us, that we should be content with what we have. At least let us work hard. Let us work hard, because those girls could have made it to Europe if they were hardworking, if they were using genuine means to make money, if they were hustling as they should. They shouldn't always want the shortcuts to success. So I think this film also teaches us a lot. Despite some script errors, this film teaches us a lot. I'll end here for today. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more updates.